Hi, and welcome back in the blink of an eye, but after a beautiful summer-like weekend, the first weekend of fall. We're back to another full week of programming here on Your News Today, starting on this Monday, obviously, which is also the 25th day of September, which is also putting us into the last few days of the ninth month. Believe that. I'm telling you what. October just around the corner, and so is some fall-like weather. We've got not one, but actually two cold fronts in our forecast, and we'll see one about midweek and then one a little later on. Neither one right now making any precipitation in our forecast. Just a big change temperature-wise. We'll go from the upper 80s to the upper 60s before the week's end, and I'll outline the timeline for you in much more detail in just a few moments. I've got a good on our date in weather history for you tonight. Hail the size of hen eggs. Not here in McGoffin County, but it was in Clay County, 2 inches in diameter. Now, the Jackson Weather Service did, they say, register 1-inch hail. But here in McGoffin County, on this day in 1994, which is when all that happened, it was an active day here. There were serious thunderstorms that downed many trees, a lot of roofs, ripped off of a lot of buildings here in Sagersville on this day in 94. And then, of course, that just a few years before the news began. So no footage to show you. It's about 4 years before our time. But what a difference, a day can make weather-wise. Today, on this date in weather history, nothing but beautiful summer-like conditions that will run through midweek. More on your weather forecast in more detail. A Salyersville man has been jailed for serious charges, sexual abuse, rape, and sodomy-related charges against a minor per an indictment handed down in another county Friday afternoon. He has since been jailed after being arrested at his McGoffin County residence. I have calls in to try to talk to detectives with the case, but I already have the indictment, the warrant, and other information to pass along to you. Also, a couple of other cases of arrest, one in which officers were executing an arrest warrant for burglary charges, and they ended up finding several marijuana plants growing at that residence. A woman police considered to be basically out of her head was arrested while walking down a street, barely able to walk and talk, and the list indeed, of course, goes on. We'll begin real quickly, however, before we get to our local headlines, with a couple of things that certainly caught the attention of a lot of Kentuckians over the course of the weekend. The first, on a more serious note, goes back to this past Friday, where one of the 3 defendants in the Eric Kahn case, Dr. Alfred B. or Bradley Adkins, was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Danny Reeves. And between himself and Kahn and Judge David B. Doherty, with the other 2 already being sentenced, Adkins has received by far now the stiffest sentence of the 3. U.S. District Judge Danny C. Reeves Friday afternoon said that the Pikeville psychologist convicted of taking part in what is undoubtedly the largest Social Security disability fraud or scam in the history of the United States should serve a quarter of a century in prison. 25 years is what Reeves ruled against 46-year-old Alfred Bradley Adkins, who was also ordered to pay restitution in the amount of $93 million to the Social Security Administration and almost $200,000 forfeited in what the judge says was tainted fees. Reeves called Adkins a key player in a scheme that resulted in a huge loss to state and federal agencies. And for all the millions he is ordered to pay, he only made $350 apiece for all of the forms that he fraudulently filled out for Kahn to get his clients their Social Security benefits. And the 25 years that the judge says that Adkins should serve in prison is by far greater than the sentences handed down against Judge Doherty and Eric C. Kahn himself. The former administrative law judge, David B. Doherty, admitted to taking more than $600,000 in payments from Kahn and awarding benefits to over 3,000 people that Kahn represented. Doherty received a sentence of 4 years because he worked out a plea deal with prosecutors. Kahn, before he vanished, was also just sentenced to 12 years by comparison, also because he reached a plea deal with prosecutors. Adkins faced a maximum sentence of up to 65 years because he decided to go to trial. In our next report, it was a non-media related event, understandably so, but we have information to pass along to you tonight in regards to a visit that certainly had to be to much delight for a lot of Eastern Kentucky students as they walked into what they thought was going to be maybe a prelim to maybe meeting someone a little higher up on the food chain, if you will, in regards to the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. But they found in Hazard over the course of the weekend Mark Zuckerberg himself, who had taken a tour through Eastern Kentucky and West Virginia and was there to pick the minds of some of our brightest students. Yeah, several students from Eastern Kentucky went to Hazard over the course of the weekend thinking they were going there to meet with some of the staff from the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, where they were going to do like a walkthrough, so to speak, to see if it was a viable situation for someone else maybe higher on up the chain of command in the corporation to come and meet with them or some other students. But instead they found, when they got there, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg waiting. He'd actually traveled to the Hazard-based Kentucky Valley Educational Cooperative, where he was planning on meeting with students and teachers from Johnson, Floyd, Pike, Knott, and Wolfe counties, there to discuss how technology is changing public schools across specifically the eastern part of our state. He spent the afternoon with students who were able to demonstrate and discuss some of their innovations in their projects in schools and in classrooms. He got to play with one of their robots that's designed to help Alzheimer's patients. He got to tour a tiny house that was designed and constructed by students. He got to operate their self-made drone and a lot of other technology. He posted, of course, on his Facebook page that he had talked to some students who were using the Summit personalized learning tools that they've been building at the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and who were learning how to code. He says these kids were showing him the games and robots and drones and all the VR apps that they've been coding. And they told him that they were learning much faster with personalized learning now that they could move at their own pace and their parents and teachers could help them out more now that they have better information on how they're doing in each topic. He says this fall, more than 300 schools in almost every state in the United States will be using the Summit Learning platform to offer a personalized learning experience to students. He says they're looking forward to extending this soon so even more students can benefit from personalized learning. The Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, as it's called, was founded by Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan in December of 2015. It's a philanthropic organization that brings together engineering, grant-making, policy, and advocacy work. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904. Whoever you're rooting for this weekend, the Cats or Cards or Bengals or Reds, Hornets, Eagles or Tigers, cheer them all on with great football food from your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. Stop by and pick up a bunch of our famous hot and spicy wings or maybe our new fish dinner. And you'll never go wrong with a little bit of everything. Cheese sticks, jalapeno poppers, fried pickles, hot and spicy, and buffalo wings, double dippers, and more. It's football time at your Sagersville Lee's.
Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home.
The sun bathes us in the power of its warm glow and brightens our world. Now it can power your life. Cooperative Solar brings you hassle-free solar power from your local Kentucky Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Renewable, affordable, easy. Licking Valley RECC's Cooperative Solar. Join the community, cooperativesolar.com.
Well, you've been asking for them, and they're finally here. A huge new selection of bourbon and bow ties, many classic bangles, and new designs. earrings, necklaces, and little bourbons and bow ties for the little ones. The best selection they've ever had. And their fall decor is some of the best they've ever had too, and that's saying a lot. Gorgeous fall colors to warm your home from the front door to the Thanksgiving table. You simply must stop in and see everything inside the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville. Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier, and our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank, 349-3131. Go green, save some green on this propane-powered 11-passenger Ford Econoline. And check out the under 5K specials right now. This 2011 Malibu remote start loaded, very affordably priced at $49.95. This 010 S10 low miles, low to the ground, $49.95. This 07 Saturn Relay hauls a crowd, $49.95. Call today for quick pre-credit approval, $0 down, low income approval, and most payments under $200 a month at Gateway Motors in Sayersville, 349 cars. I've got several arrest reports to go over tonight. We'll begin with what appears to be and certainly is the most serious, that of a Sayersville man indicted on several counts, over 20 counts of rape, sodomy, and sexual abuse of a minor, at times under the age of 14, no exact age given. I have left a message with the lead investigator on the case just earlier this afternoon, Detective Ben Kramer with the Kentucky State Police, I believe, who is stationed in Ashland. I haven't heard back from him, but I do have a copy of the indictment just in out of Lawrence County, where a Sayersville man by the name of Stephen Prater was indicted on Friday afternoon. The indictment alleges that from January the 1st of 2009 through October the 14th of 2014, a span of over 5 years, that he sexually abused a victim who was listed in the initial charges as being under the age of 14, in the latter years of the charges that were listed being a minor under the age of 18, with no specific age being given. However, Stephen Prater was charged with rape in the second degree for sexual intercourse with a victim under the age of 14, rape in the third degree for sexual intercourse with a minor child while being a person in a position of authority or special trust, also sodomy in the third degree for deviant sexual intercourse with the same minor child under his authority, and sexual abuse in the first degree, which refers to digital penetration, fondling, etc., also with the same minor child. He was ordered held on a $10,000 cash bond after being indicted on 22 separate counts. That's 6 for rape, 6 for sodomy, and 10 for sexual abuse. All the charges all relate to the same minor child or victim per the indictment. 48-year-old Stephen Prater is said to be from Sayersville. He had also said to be living, from what I can understand, in Lawrence County for some time, where we understand per the indictment that the sex crimes were alleged to have taken place. He has, however, been living back in Sayersville for an undetermined amount of time and was arrested at his residence, or the residence he was staying on, Kelly Branch, just a couple of days ago. Once again, Kentucky State Police Detective Ben Kramer is the lead investigator. He testified before the Lawrence County Grand Jury, which returned the indictment in Prater's name on Friday afternoon. More arrest-related reports coming up in a few moments. Right now, a whole lot happening on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, and we're just getting the week started. We'll start off with a couple of birthday wishes for today. The first says, "Happy birthday, Chloe Salyer. Love your papaw and love Jackie. Happy, happy birthday to you." And birthday wishes continue as we have a few, well, actually one more for today, this 25th day of September. The following reads, "Happy birthday to Autumn Brown," with a lot of love from Uncle Terry and Jackie. Happy birthday, Autumn. Happy birthday to you. Don't forget today or this evening from 6 to 8 was to be the first of a long series of beginners sewing workshops at the Montgomery County Extension Office hosted by the Quilters Guild. So you've still got time to get involved if you want to. Call 349-3216. Don't forget this weekend, the Pigeon Enterprise Baptist Church Youth Group is hosting a chili dinner and a trail ride. It's an $8 chili dinner with all the fixins and a free trail ride. They'll leave the church this Saturday around 2 o'clock after the meal. The ride is optional. You can do one, both, or either. Bring your ATV, your Jeep, side by side the family, whatever you want to, and have a wonderful time. They've got a great trip planned. The next Extension Field Day is set for Friday, October the 13th. That will begin at 5 o'clock at the JSC Farm. That's Jackie and Sandy Prater's farm. They'll have the folks there from UK and elsewhere to talk about EHD and the deer population, processing and handling deer meat, and a lot of other great information to be had. Don't forget our next session of Job Clubs is just around the corner. It starts next Tuesday, October the 3rd. All the resources you need to be better prepared to get a job. They have worked for hundreds of folks, and they're starting their next session this Tuesday. Call the Big Sandy Community Action Program here in Sagersville at 349-2217. A flu clinic for our veterans at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center beside the DAV meeting room Thursday, October the 5th. Not this week, but next. I'll remind you a little later on in the week, but we wanted to get it out there tonight. If you have any information, call 886-2054. Also, a little farther down the line, the Montgomery County Extension Homemakers Holiday Bazaar and Vendor Fair are set for Friday and Saturday, November the 3rd and 4th at the Extension Office. They're going to have all sorts of things to buy. Baked goods, ornaments, of course, a lot of vendors, Pampered Chef, and more. And if you want to be a vendor, it's $30 per table for 2 days, $20 per table for 1 day. If you want to find out more, call them at 349-3216. While that's got to deal with Christmas and the holidays, another event coming up has to deal with another one. Don't forget about the Woods of Fear every Friday and Saturday night between here and Halloween. It's on Route 7 at Bailey Branch, right past Harper's Garage. Pull in there, get a ticket. You'll get a hayride up to the Woods of Fear. I'll be right back with other announcements and news and information after these messages.
Home energy use is on the rise. Every year, new devices, more devices. We are using more energy. Simple Saver helps you trim peak energy usage and pays you for being energy smart. You can receive up to $50 in annual bill credits. Over the years, the savings really add up with Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperative's Simple Saver. Licking Valley RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
What you're looking at is literally a one female owner 99 Dodge Ram with 77,000 miles. Zero rust, rips, tears, or wear anywhere. Think of the money you can save driving a like-new truck, not to mention the savings in taxes and insurance. You won't find another one like it. Or come see this 2013 2500 Silverado HD loaded, only 90,000 miles. This 2014 Grand Caravan, it's an RT model, 72,000 carefully driven miles. Or this 2007 Kia Sorento, 90,000 miles. It's a four-wheel drive and priced to go today at Broadway Auto Sales in Paintsville.
There's no better time than now to get the Android smartphone of your choice from Appalachian Wireless. All Androids up to $50 off regular price all this month. The Samsung GS8 was $149.99, now just $99.99. The LG G6, normally $99.99, is now only $49.99. And believe it or not, you can get the Galaxy S7 for only $1 penny with 2-year agreement while supplies last. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
In other arrest-related news from over the course of the weekend, a McGoffin County couple was jailed after warrants for their arrest on burglary charges were served at their home. However, there was also other charges to be added to that after local authorities found several marijuana plants growing on the property. According to police documents, the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department opened up an investigation into a complaint about a theft at the home of a Stephen Howard on Swampton off of Route 7. A window to an outbuilding had reportedly been broken out, and a great deal of tools were stolen. A lawnmower, a weed eater, a chainsaw, and a long list of other items from what I understand. The deputies noted, Deputy Gosser, Reggie Gosser, that is, noted in his citation and paperwork that they were able to recover some of the property that had been stolen on Porter Road, D. Porter Road, from a Danny Porter. Porter telling the sheriff's deputy and sheriff's department that he had bought the merchandise or property when Ashley Howard Conley brought it to his residence. Also, afterwards, authorities interviewed her husband, Jonathan Tyler Conley, who admitted that he took the items from the building belonging to Stephen Howard. It was a search warrant, or rather it was an arrest warrant with charges of burglary in the 3rd degree and criminal mischief in the 3rd degree that authorities had in the Conleys' names when they went to the residence, where they also found several marijuana plants growing, and now Jonathan Conley faces additional charges. While Ashley Howard Conley was just charged with burglary in the 3rd degree, Jonathan Conley was charged with burglary in the 3rd and criminal mischief in the 3rd degree, and he too was also served with other charges for cultivation of marijuana. While executing the search warrant at his residence, authorities noted that they found 7 marijuana plants growing in 4 different pots outside just behind his home, less than 8 feet or so from the door to the residence, and that Conley admitted that they were his plants. So he now faces the additional charge of cultivation in marijuana, 5 plants or more. Both were still lodged in the Big Sandy jail upon last check. State Police Trooper Ryan Hill notes in an arrest citation that over the course of actually on Friday evening around 7 o'clock, he responded to a complaint on Jim Arnett Road, Jim Arnett Branch off of Burning Fork, and made contact with the complainant, who advised the trooper that a Carrie Watson was in possession of some keys that belonged to her. And as he was speaking with the complainant at the mouth of Jim Arnett Branch, he saw a female identified as Carrie Watson walking in the roadway, who was weaving as she walked from side to side. He notes that she appeared to be confused and lethargic. He had to repeat himself multiple times to try to get her to understand what he was saying, that she was even carrying a cup of coffee in her hand, spilling it upon herself as she tried to speak. She told the officer after he asked her that she had lost the keys, but they might be in her house on the bed. She asked to go retrieve them, to which the trooper said he would assist her or accompany her if she did. He says that once they went inside the residence, she stopped, she paused. Once inside, he followed her inside, and that she continued on in while her father, Jackie Watkins, was inside. She walked through the residence, came back, and says that the keys were nowhere to be found. Inside, Watson failed miserably, he notes, basically all field sobriety tests. He noticed a white residue in one of her nostrils, and that upon telling her that she was under the arrest, she began to become combative. He tried numerous times giving her verbal commands, to which she refused to put her hands behind her back. She started to kick and scream at him. He also, once upon receiving assistance by another trooper on the ground, at least one of the two, had to use pepper spray to try to subdue her. They forced her outside to the vehicle, still resisting arrest. She even fled or tried to flee on foot a short distance once outside before being apprehended again. Ultimately, she was escorted back to the vehicle and taken to the Big Sandy Jail on public intoxication of drugs, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and fleeing or evading police on foot. And yesterday morning, around 8 o'clock, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department arrested a Jonathan D. Dale, 29 of Thealca, after the police said they got a call about a subject wearing a black hoodie walking down the road on US 460 and staggering in and out of traffic. Deputy Cook notes in his police citation that when he arrived at the location, the subject almost walked out in front of his vehicle as well. The subject, that being Dale, stated that he had been chased by three males who were not in the area or even existed after he later talked to him. The subject had also come from a buddy's house, is what he had later stated, after doing crystal methamphetamine. He had a needle in his left front hoodie pocket that had no lid on it, that he did not tell the officer about when being questioned if there was anything that could poke or stab him in any way before being searched. He also had a loaded needle in his right front pocket that he said was filled with methamphetamine that he was saving for later. He also stated that he wouldn't do a test for him, that he was under the influence of meth and there was no need. He couldn't stand in one spot, was sweating profusely and giving all the signs of being under the influence of meth. He was charged with public intoxication of drugs, possession of meth, which is a felony, obviously, possession of drug paraphernalia, and wanton endangerment of a police officer. I'll be right back. Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle, and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months no-interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. The only difference in these washers and mowers from new is the incredible low price, and the same goes for tools, electronics, jewelry, games, and more at Parkway Gun and Pawn, where they buy and sell gold and silver and loan cash every day on just about anything worth $1. Stop by on Parkway Drive or call 349-PAWN.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard, jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Now, going on to your Licking Valley RECC forecast and outlook, it looks like fall's going to be here, and really where we should be weather-wise. Man, no complaints, though. It's been gorgeous 4 days. We'll have another one or two in the books, and actually, right now, the National Weather Service and models aren't showing any precipitation associated with not one but a couple of cold fronts that are going to arrive. The first one Wednesday that I think will give some folks shower chances. We'll see how that progresses over the next 24 hours and closer to 48, I guess. But right now, let's focus on this. 64, mostly clear tonight with nothing more than a light wind to speak of. That was after a day where I had right around 85 here at the newsroom. Tomorrow, I suspect we might even get just a bit warmer, closer to 86, maybe even 87. Sunny, mostly clear, mid-60s again for nighttime lows. And out and ahead of that cold front, we'll see temperatures 85 on your Wednesday, and in some places they might even spike briefly, a little even warmer than that. But as it rolls through, temperatures will take a hit and will drop about 20 degrees by the end of the week. And by end of the week, I mean the weekend, but definitely more noticeable and more fall-ish by Thursday, but still dry right now. Partly sunny, 75, nighttime lows going down to right around 50, still under clear skies. Friday will still continue to drop down to the lower 70s, 48 degrees for the low, partly cloudy skies after sunny skies during much of your Friday. For your weekend, it's going to be much more like fall and into the upper 60s, nighttime lows still in the upper 40s, but sunny and mostly clear clear onto your Saturday as well, and that will be the low point temperature-wise. From there, we'll start to work our way back into the low 70s. Say 71 and sunny on your Sunday, 73 and still sunny and clear on your Monday of next week. Folks, that's it's got a swing to it, but man, it's a nice swing. It's a nice, dry, sunny swing throughout the forecast. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. I have really 3, maybe even 4 very special reports and interviews that we've got set up for throughout the week on a variety of different topics, and we hope to start those, and certainly we'll start more exclusive news and coverage with you when we see you back here tomorrow night for more of Your News Today. Thanks for watching.